You are now listening to
the Primal Armor Podcast.
This episode is sponsored by Executive Fit LLC. They build custom deadlift platforms, custom barbell storage pieces, and make indoor and outdoor signage for your home or corporate gym. Every platform that pairs with a rack is customized to that specific rack, so everything fits nice and clean. And they ship nationwide. Each platform has a logo applied in a way that makes it impossible to peel up from wear and tear. They even make custom nameplates for your squat rack. Visit executivefitllc.com to request a quote and see what's available on their store. That's executivefitllc.com to upgrade your deadlift game today. Welcome back to episode 60 of the Primal Armor Podcast. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you check out our new shop on Facebook, Instagram, or even on our new website that we just launched at primalarmor.square.site. You will find yourself some of the best fitness gear at competitive prices, like drinkware, gym banners, hats, and more. We're even working on some other things behind the scenes that'll hopefully be added to our website in the very near future. So make sure you're keeping an eye out on our website because there may be some new and innovative gym equipment that's coming to the market. Things have been going strong, even though we were just gone for a 1-month-long road trip across the country while hitting some national parks. I think we put in a little bit over 50 miles of hiking in just the first week alone. And that's a serious amount of hiking and a serious amount of steps. And we were doing some of the most strenuous hikes that the national parks have to offer. And this put a lot of wear and tear on our feet. And we could definitely begin to tell as the week went on that we were starting to get beat up. And one of the most important parts of your entire body are your feet. And you need to treat them like that. Too many people beat the crap out of their feet and never do anything to take care of them. And that only causes more and more problems throughout the rest of your body because those are the base and the foundation to your entire body. You're on your feet for almost every single thing you do throughout the day. So if you're neglecting your feet, you'll begin to tell almost immediately, and especially as it ventures up your body. Let's just start with your toes, for example. Over 90% of the tendons are connected through your feet at the toes. So you need the correct footwear to make sure you're utilizing your foot correctly for those activities you'll be doing. Have you ever seen the design of most running shoes that are out there on the market, like Asics, Nikes, and other brands like that? The toes are curved up and they're off the ground. And that's the last thing that you want in a shoe these days. To fully utilize your foot for what it's designed to do, you need to be able to have your foot flat on the ground so your toes can be used for full stability. Because many people don't realize it, but if you were to lose just one toe, even if it was your pinky toe, it would throw your balance way off and way more than you'd ever imagine. Now when you're wearing shoes that don't allow your feet to be flat on the ground, it's only making you more unathletic and more off balance. Back in the day, shoes used to be huge and bulky, and they made those rubber soles to a shoe very dense and hard to bend. So shoe companies started producing shoes that with a built-in lift in the toe to help negate that break-in period and to make shoes more comfortable to walk in. Because your natural tendency when you walk and to run is to go from a flat foot and then to roll your foot forward to be up on your toes. So shoe companies tried their best to make that happen. But what they didn't realize is that your toes will never have that strong base in the ground because they can't get there in the first place. This makes our walking patterns awkward and unnatural, and it also makes the smaller muscles in your foot unutilized and they begin to atrophy. And when you're making your foot atrophy and not taking full advantage of the stability of your toes, you're becoming more unathletic. And even though you're wearing what the market calls running shoes, it's not making you more athletic and it's not making you fitter. So that is a huge thing to have, is to have a flat foot shoe, almost like you're walking barefoot. Because that's what we did back in the day when we were hunter-gatherers. We didn't have shoes. We walked barefoot because that's what our bodies are meant to do. Another huge thing, and something that I'm becoming more and more passionate about, is not just having a flat foot style shoe, but having a shoe that's wide enough for your feet. Too many people wear narrow shoes, and it's actually deforming their feet because of it. When girls wear heels or guys wear crappy work boots that are too narrow, it causes their toes to bunch up and the feet to actually become pointy as well. This becomes more prominent in kids because their feet are growing so quick, and people neglect getting their kids good shoes because they grow so quick and they grow out of them so quick. So they're keeping their kids in smaller shoes and crappier shoes for longer. And then their kids' feet go from looking like a duck flipper like they're supposed to They're looking like they were just shoved in a glass slipper. And that's messed up because they can't even make those decisions themselves. So if you have kids, you need to make sure you're looking out for them and their feet, even more than you're looking out for yours, because they have detrimental effects even quicker. Having wide toe shoes is a must. It allows your feet and toes the room that they need without being crammed together. And even if you don't think you need a wide toe shoe, you need a wider shoe than you have. And I don't even buy shoes these days unless they have a wide option. My wife and I went to REI the other day, which, if you guys don't know what that is, it's just a high quality outdoor and adventure store. I found a pair of really nice looking boots at a great discount, and they were even in my size. So I pulled out my phone and did some quick research on them, and I realized that they're on the narrow side. They were ranked like 1 through 4, and they were a 2 on the narrow side, where 4 would have been the widest. So even though they were at a great price, it wasn't going to be worth having sore feet with how much we hike. And when you're on your feet all day and putting miles and miles on them with everything you do, you need to make sure you're getting some very quality footwear to take care of your feet. It's just like how people say with your heart or your teeth or your eyes. You only get one set of feet, and you need to take care of them now while you can. Because I've seen some messed up feet from people neglecting them with the shoes that they wear. And a big thing that I've been noticing lately, but haven't tried, is people using those toe spacers to try and reverse the damage that narrow shoes have done. And even to the point where people have crazy bunions because of how crooked their big toes are. And I've been seeing some people have some crazy results with those toe spacers from some pretty credible sources. So that might be an option for those who have already made it past that point and didn't think it was reversible. But if you haven't made it past that point yet, be sure to research into your next footwear purchase, because the wider the shoes and the flatter shoes that you can get, the better. Sometimes a nice pair of shoes can be expensive, but if all those tendons attach in the feet, then you need to invest in a footwear before problems start creeping up into the knees, hips, back, and even up into your neck. If you're someone who has problems with one of those areas I just listed, take a look at the shoes that you're wearing, and even take a look at your feet and consider making a change and see if that makes any difference in your life. I know I've had chronic neck problems for a while now, and I've been trying to do every single workout now barefoot. And I do that because it puts me in the best position and gets me the most stability in deadlifts, squats, overhead presses, and just about any movement you can think of that you're doing in the gym. And I've been seeing some pretty good progress with it. So if you're someone who can't afford an expensive shoe, because wide foot shoes and flat foot shoes can be pretty expensive sometimes, then just forego shoes in the first place, because that's what those wide foot shoes and flat foot shoes are trying to mimic. So if you're in a position to try to go barefoot more times throughout the day, you can definitely try that and try to save some money as well. It definitely can't hurt, and your feet will thank you for it. So remember, the wider and flatter of a shoe that you can find, the better it will be for your overall foot health. But if you can, try to be as barefoot as you can throughout the day. And that'll give you some peace of mind knowing that you're taking care of them better than ever before. So keep that in the back of your mind the next time you're shopping for a pair of shoes. Before we end today's episode, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Anchor Podcasts. They distribute this podcast, you guys, in just about any platform you may try to find us on, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. All the recording, editing, and final touches are also done through Anchor, which makes getting the Primal Armor podcast out to you guys very quick, easy, and mobile. You guys can also submit questions or voice messages that I can add to our next episode. Go download the Anchor.fm app today to check out what it's all about. I just want to thank you for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you back here again next week.